They said his life was finished. They said failure would be his name forever. But when man closed every door, God opened heaven. This is the story of Eliab. Under the burning sun of Judah, Eliab worked until his hands bled. Stone after stone, day after day, he carried burdens no one could see. His body was strong, but his heart was exhausted. When night came, silence filled his home. The shelves were empty, the roof was broken, and tears fell where no one watched. Even his prayers felt like they never reached the sky. Then strangers came with shining clothes and smiling faces. They spoke of gold, pleasure, and easy success. To a wounded man, temptation sounded like rescue. Eliab followed them into the city lights. Coins touched his hands, wine touched his lips, and pride entered his heart. For a moment, he thought he had escaped pain. But false friends never stay when truth appears. The same men who praised him turned against him in darkness. They robbed him, beat him, and left him with nothing. Alone on the roadside, Eliab tasted dust and blood. The night was cold, and despair wrapped around him. He believed his story had ended in shame. But just before sunrise, mercy arrived quietly. An old shepherd named Joram lifted the broken man with gentle hands. Sometimes God sends help when we least expect it. Joram led Eliab to a lonely cave in the mountains. There was no crowd, no gold, no distractions, only silence, tears, and the truth he had avoided. For many days, Eliab prayed with an honest heart. Then, light filled the darkness around him, and in the stillness, God whispered, "Return, build, serve." Ashamed and trembling, Eliab walked back home. He expected laughter and rejection. Instead, his mother ran to him with tears of love. Their house was still poor. The table was still small. But something greater than riches had entered the room: peace. Eliab began to repair broken walls across the village. Many people ignored him. Some mocked him. Yet he served without complaint. He carried water for the weak. He helped widows, comforted the lonely, and shared bread before eating himself. Humility was rebuilding the man pride had destroyed. Then the skies changed. Rain fell again on the dry hills of Judah. And just as the land revived, so did Eliab's life. The villagers who once doubted him now sought his wisdom. He taught young men discipline, fairness, and honest work. God turned his scars into leadership. One day, temptation returned with glittering coins. But Eliab had changed. He turned away, bowed his head, and chose prayer over greed. Soon, famine struck nearby towns. Hungry families arrived with empty hands and desperate eyes. Eliab opened his storehouses without fear. Then he saw the men who once betrayed him. They stood weak, ashamed, and starving. Instead of revenge, Eliab placed bread into their hands. Old Joram watched with joy in his eyes. He smiled and said, "Look closely. This is what God builds from ruins." Mercy had become Eliab's greatest victory. When night covered the valley, Eliab's house glowed with light. Children laughed, travelers rested, and widows ate in peace. The man once broken became a shelter for many.
No pain is greater than God's power. No failure is final when faith remains. Subscribe to Faith Snap Bible for more powerful Bible stories, daily faith, and life-changing messages.